Well, it happened again. A phone call coming in the morning, in the middle of a blizzard on a Thursday. I, of course, don't know anybody who would call me on the phone, but it stops the video. And, I forgot to. Things were behaving themselves so well. I don't get phone calls. Things were behaving themselves so well for so long that I forgot to put the phone on airplane mode that stops that from happening. So it cut off that video, and I'm not going to waste all those book openings. That's too much fun. So this will just be fragmented. You're going to get videos all day from me anyway. But I wish that the Apple phone continued to record even when it's getting a phone call. I don't think that's beyond the capability of this little thing. But one way or another. We were talking about sea power when I got cut off by some telemarketer. And this is obviously going to be an update on Admiral Mahan's book that was so pivotal to the thinking that informed the First World War. This guy, do we have a bio for Admiral Stavridis? Served as combat commander for nearly 7 years, as NATO Supreme Allied Commander for 4 years, and knows the world well. In Sea Power, he turns his intellect to helping us understand the maritime world in clear, sharp strokes. And that's from Robert Gates, Secretary of Defense, former Secretary of Defense. This is a retired 4-star admiral with 35 years of active service in the Navy, who tells the whole story of Sea Power. Okay, interesting. That might get it lots of reviews. Not entirely fair, but it does still work. A story like a backstory like that will often get it bumped to the front. This comes out in June, so Sea Power. And then we'll move on. I'm sorry about the interruption. Just watch these videos together. That's all. And I guess I will just have to make a note. I'll just make a note on the bookcase here to always put the phone in airplane mode, so that because it's a terrible shame to waste that. Good. All right. The next one is a thriller called The White Road by Sarah Lotz. And I want to read you the description, because you tell me, when you're finished hearing this description, you tell me if you don't want to read this book. Desperate to attract subscribers to his fledgling website, The Journey to the Dark Side, ex-adrenaline junkie and slacker Simon Newman hires someone to guide him through the notorious CWM pot caves so he can film the journey and put it on the internet. With a tragic history, the caves have been off limits for decades, and unfortunately for Simon, the guide he's hired is as unpredictable and dangerous as the watery caverns beneath the earth. After a brutal struggle for survival, Simon barely escapes with his life, but the gruesome footage he collects goes viral. Ignoring the signs of mental trauma and eager to capitalize on his new fame, Simon latches onto another escapade, a trip to Everest. But above 8,000 feet, in the infamous death zone, he'll need more than his dubious morals and wits to guide him, especially when he uncovers the truth behind a decade-old tragedy, a truth that means he might not be coming back alive, the truth that will change him and anyone watching the videos he captures forever. Whoever wrote that summary really earned their keep. Sarah Lotz is a novelist and screenwriter with a fondness for the macabre. And she lives in Cape Town with her family and other animals. So this comes out in May. There's no chance that the Monitor will want me to review it, but I will review it on my own. And I'm also looking forward to reading it. Then we have this big thing here. Another fat book, maybe, or maybe a couple of books. Oh no, it's a fat finished copy. Oh, good. It's the finished copy of the Book of American Martyrs by Joyce Carol Oates. Very good. This comes out. When does this come out? I forget the date on this. It's soon though. It's out already. February 7th. All right, so it came out Tuesday. This is in bookstores now. It's magnificent. It's really, really, really good. I can review it for Open Letters Monthly. Of course, all the bigger journals, the Washington Post and the Boston Globe and all that, they all have bigger fiction poobahs to review it for them. They don't need me. They don't need an old Bailey hack to review a major American novel. So I can review it for Open Letters Monthly. It's a shame that My readers at the Christian Science Monitor, my editor and I have learned over the last year, they are not particularly interested in reading about fiction. And I shouldn't say that mournfully, because it's a dream come true for me to find an active, enthusiastic readership in the tens of thousands that's mainly interested in hearing me read nonfiction. It's the absolute reverse of the standard model in American review journals, where everyone seems to be interested in fiction and no one really, they skip the nonfiction reviews. That seems to be the exact opposite of true. With the Monitor, all my readers want me to write about World War II and dead white guys. So I do. and as a result, things like the Paul Auster 4321, or this Joyce Carol Oates, and what was the other one? There's another one that it's right on my mind. It was the beginning of this year. It was another major novel, and or maybe it was the end of last year. I'm drawing a complete blank, but it was one of those things where everybody reviewed it, and I didn't. And I was there in the book room of a major American newspaper. I could easily have made a case for it, but what would be the point? It's not that my editor would have said no. If I'd have made a case for it, she'd have listened with an open mind. It's that the readers don't really care, which is great. But anyway, after an interruption, we come to the end of the box, at the end of this particular mail haul. There might be another. This was the morning mail haul. It was enormous. So there might be another. If the UPS driver got through BOMBOGENESIS, then why can't the mail? Anyway, let's see what this is. Let's see what we end this with. But this will not be the last video. I have lots of time on my hands. I'm a bored senior. Oh, it's a romance. Oh, look at that. This is called Every Little Thing. By Samantha Young, who I don't think I know. I mean, I obviously, if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that my sweet tooth for romance is mostly confined to the historicals. Westerns, Highlanders, contemporary, supernatural, all this great work. There's all these industrious authors. They're all so much fun to talk to. They're all so much fun to meet at conventions. And I don't follow their work the way I should. I really don't. But let's see here. Who is Samantha Young when she's at home? She's a New York Times and USA best-selling author of the On Dublin Street series. I don't know that series. Oh, this is bad. Well, I'll make it up. I'll read this book. I'll make it up. The Hearts Boardwalk series, this is one of them. This is a book in the Hearts Boardwalk series, and the standalone novel Hero. She resides in Scotland. And let's see here. Bailey Hartwell has many reasons to feel content. Her successful business, a close circle of friends, and her steady boyfriend. He's in for it. Even if their romance feels staid after 10 years without a serious commitment, didn't I say? The only challenge in her life comes in the form of sexy businessman Vaughn Tremaine. Not Fred Brefoil. Vaughn Tremaine. And of course he has to end up sexy. He couldn't end up looking like me. He can't have a name, Vaughn Tremaine. She thinks the ex-New Yorker acts superior and that he considers her a small town nobody. And, never in the course of the book, I'm sure, will there ever be any objective consideration of whether or not she actually is a small town nobody. It never happens in these books. Their very refreshing undercurrent theme is that nobody's a small town nobody. Can't really argue with that. I kind of like it. But when Bailey's blindsided by a betrayal, she's shocked to discover Vaughn is actually a decent guy. Wonder who betrays her. I tell you. Steady boyfriend. Ought to be a crime. Ought to be stamped on your forehead. SB. I'm pretty sure he betrays her. I don't think I'm giving anything away to guess that he's going to be the villain of the piece. Vaughn admires Bailey's free spirit, independence, and loyalty. But none of the things we've heard about her indicate that she has those things. Everything we've heard about her so far in this description indicates that her spirit, independence, and loyalty have been sleeping for years and may not be visible on the surface. As his passion for her has grown, his antagonism towards her has only worsened. It's that way with me and Deb. Every little thing Bailey does seduces him. Oh, well, there's the end of that comparison. But When Vaughn's painful emotional past makes him walk away in fear that he will hurt her, it opens an old wound in Bailey, and she uncharacteristically retreats. Whoa. So this simple, happy plot summary is suddenly deep and double and triple motivated Freudian morass. I don't even think I understood that paragraph. Oh my! Can we go back to World War One? We're still one of this ago. Once Vaughn begins to realize he's made the biggest mistake of his life, see, you're trying to narrate the book, but you're also not trying to give anything away, and it's making Steve confused. He has no choice but to fight like he's never fought before to convince Bailey that the love they've found together comes around only once in a lifetime. Okay, so every little thing, and you should see. You should see. I guess I've got a camera. I can show you. Look at all the blurbs she's got from people. This is, wow. You know, when I have a problem, I go to the Jens. Today in Jen's library. Do you know this author? I'm just egotistically assuming that you're watching the video. But do you know this author, Samantha Young? I should troll through your videos and see if you've mentioned her and liked her. But anyway, so we've got a frothy contemporary romance novel. It feels kind of strange to put them next to each other, but I guess I will. The Book of American Martyrs by Joyce Carol Oates, which is certainly going to be one of the great novels of 2017. The White Road, Sea Power, G-Man, you can't see it on the spine, but G-Man by Stephen Hunter, The Murder of Willie Lincoln, Al Capone's Beer Wars, Russia, The Story of War, Beartown by the author of A Man Called Uwe, Sunrise by Sin by Philip Caputo, The Witchwood Crown, a tome by Tad Williams, and The Most Dangerous Place by James Grappando. Look at that! That is what we will call a Bombogenesis mail haul. But it won't be the last you see from me. I will be back. I have nothing to do, and you're the top of my list. So I'll see you soon, Book 2. Thank you.